Welcome to another episode of Chat with Kat, where I have real chats with real people about real life. And nothing is going to be more real today than talking about why the inner work sucks and building a brand, a life, a business can feel very frustrating and lonely. I'm going to share the raw, vulnerable, real truths of going within, but also how it's going to change your life. So get ready for the ride. Note, this is not to freak you out. This is honestly going to help in so many ways because it's going to help you guys feel really connected, like you're not alone, like you're supported, and that is the whole intention behind today. So don't freak out and skip this video, but here we go. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about doing the inner work and how it can be very frustrating and very lonely when you're growing through this journey and you feel like there's not a lot of people that understand what you're going through. And the more you talk to people and share the experiences you're having, they're going to respond from a place of their own limitation and their own belief system. So it can be very frustrating sometimes in just wanting to be seen, heard, felt by other people that maybe just aren't at the capacity to do that in that moment. But that's where communication really comes into play and learning to listen without responding, learning to listen without projecting your own beliefs and defense onto somebody else as to what you believe and what you feel would be best in their situation. Because how do we know what somebody is truly going through when we're not feeling what they're feeling inside? And this is something I came to realize quite a few years ago was two ears, one mouth. And we don't truly understand how somebody feels. And the best example I can give for that is I had friends all through school that would lose grandpas, grandmas, aunts, uncles, family members, friends. And I had never gone through that. And you just see people say, "Oh, I'm really sorry," like sending you so much love kind of thing. And I always thought, like, why are people saying sorry? And then one day I lost the one person that loved me the most, the one that showed me what unconditional love truly was in human form, because now I have my puppies. And man, the grief that people go through that I never fully understood until I experienced it myself. So I just want to encourage you today that whatever somebody else is going through, come at it from a level of compassion. Of you may not understand how they're feeling on the inside, but just ask if they need somebody there to listen. Be that person for them today. And then when you need that from somebody else, they will in return do that for you. And I think it's just so important to learn to listen to understand rather than listening to respond or listening to project whatever is going through your own mind. Stop thinking for the other person. That is not your job, period. We're dropping that one there. Doing the inner work. Something interesting came up in the shower today. And it was, sometimes it just sucks because you already have everything that you truly need inside of you. What doing the inner work isn't you going and changing your belief system. It isn't you going and changing all your thoughts and changing all your feelings and changing everything about yourself to be this Zen Buddhist monk. What it is a process of discovery, of learning who you truly are from the inside out and how much you took on that wasn't yours. You see, everything that you are thinking and believing right now, 90% of it isn't even yours. It's thoughts and beliefs that have been put onto you by other people since you were little. Think about all the times your parents told you, no, you can't do that. Don't go do that. Blah, 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 blah. That is their own belief system projecting onto you. The other side of that is they're just trying to keep you safe. But by not allowing you to explore and have adventures and experiences as your own person, they're blocking you from discovering who you are. They're blocking you from your own experiences. They're blocking you from having your own reactions, your own thoughts, your own feelings towards things. But at the end of the day, it's not their fault because the same thing happened to them. Then you go to school, same thing happens. They're telling you when to go, when to pee, when to talk, how to think, all of these things. And you don't get to think for yourself. You don't get to have your own perspective. I remember doing a book report in school and it asked my perspective. And then my teacher graded me, and I thought I did an awesome job. I was so proud of myself. And when it came back, I had like gotten 78 or something like that, which I was like, how on earth could it be that you asked for my perspective and then marked it wrong? Like, I just don't understand. And the teacher had no answer for me. That just wasn't the perspective they were wanting. How many times through life has somebody come to you and asked for advice, and then you offer some, and they're like, no, that's not what I wanted? Well, if you already knew what you wanted, why did you freaking ask, first of all? But yeah, how many times has people gone to you for a perspective or advice or like a way of seeing things differently, only to reject that very piece that you were offering? When in reality, you could go to 100 people and ask them 100 different ways to see one scenario. They're all going to have something different to say. And that's the beauty of life, you guys. There isn't one way, which leads me into a whole nother tangent. If there's anything that you're watching or listening to that is telling you there's only one way to do things, there's not. If there's something telling you to conform and do things this way, or else you won't get the result, or else you won't be successful, or else this, or else that, you're not a good person, you're not worthy, you're not deserving. All of these things that are programming your worth and your value and your belief system, run the other fucking direction. Because there isn't one way of doing things, you guys. I was in a business for 10 years. And I fought and I fought and I fought to win for myself because that's all I wanted to do was prove that I could be good at something. That's it. And you know what happened? Time and time and time again, you're not working hard enough. You're not doing this right. You probably don't know what you're saying. You're not going to be successful because you're not doing it this one way. All of these things kept getting programmed into my mind. Well, after 10 years and 2 breakdowns, I really started to realize something is not aligned here. And that's because I started doing my own inner work and unraveling everything that I had learned to become who I am, truly to the root of my core. And I'm not Kat. I'm not somebody who loves pink. I'm not a dog mom. I'm not a friend. I'm not a daughter. I am the essence of light and love. Once you start to label yourself as a specific thing, this includes illnesses, this includes injuries, this includes beliefs about different things. Once you start to label yourself, is when you start to limit yourself. So, how do you move through all this inner work? I'm still on that journey. What I can tell you, you guys, is by doing this all for myself, my personal development journey started back in 2009. So we're in 2024. so 100 years ago, um, that it really started to help me discover my own confidence in the beginning. And that was what kickstarted my journey of like, what am I doing with my life? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? I took like a year off of school, you know, 15 years later. Um, and then started doing what I thought I wanted to be. And that was a personal trainer. And I freaking loved it. I loved it so much. I did everything. I taught spin. To this day, I will tell you guys, spin was probably my favorite thing to teach. It was so fun. So fun. If I had any desire to go teach that still, I totally would. Because it was a riot. And it's so funny because going on that journey, you're essentially in business for yourself. You're contracted out and you have to find your own clients and you have to find ways to make things work, and people call in sick or people miss their appointments and then you don't get paid. So there's this constant cycle of like you're always running. You're just always going because you just never know how many sessions will pay out that month. And that's your livelihood, is how many sessions that you trained that month. So 4 years of that, I started to realize what's going on here. They're coming to the gym, they're seeing me, I'm giving them their program, we're talking about nutrition, and I'm getting them to journal out what they're eating so that I can see if everything is aligned, and yet nothing's happening. Hmm. And then I realized they're with me 3 hours out of the week. Their habits and their mindset are what's controlling the other 165 hours. Interesting. So I thought, how can I help better with this? Because I really loved doing fitness training, but I thought there has to be a better way to really work with these people, to really get them to see their value, to really change their habits, their beliefs around themselves. And then I left training and went back to serving. It was the only thing I knew at the time. And then I had an introduction to a financial company, which I did for 10 years. They were super big into personal development. I thought this is amazing. So I grew and learned a lot about myself over that 10 years. I learned how to build relationships. I learned how to listen. I learned how to ask questions. I'm the question queen. So if you're looking for a coach who will listen, understand you, allow you to share your feelings, how you're feeling, and not sit there and nitpick at you and tell you that you're doing something wrong, and to look at it a different way and to just be positive and all that shit that you get told normally from everybody else, which is super annoying, then I'm the coach for you because I will understand exactly where you're coming from. But the other side of it is, if we're going to partner up, you have to do the work and you have to want to move forward. That's part of it. It's not just a complaint session. It's not a venting session. It's I honestly want to change my life and transform it from within. I'm the coach for you if that is you. But anyways, going back with the financial business, here's the kicker. I sit, I build a plan, do annual reviews. Whether people show up or not isn't up to me. They call me when they need something. That is it. Here's the thing. They see me a couple times throughout that first bit, and then I do my best to do the reviews, but it's their money habits and mindset that is controlling that aspect of their life, which is then creating more or less of the experiences they want. And I just thought, again, there has to be a better way. During COVID, got my life coaching certification, which substantially helped my financial business, to tell you the honest truth. Did a lot of free challenges to help people out moving through fear, letting go, learning self-love, all of these little things, because I found on social media everybody banded together at that time to create something for other people. And you guys, it felt so good. So good to do that. And then I worked on things in and out. I have a signature program called Believe It or Burn It, which I'm going to start doing live events for. So stay tuned for that. Super exciting. But yeah, I've just really come to realize that with coaching, once you start doing the inner work, understanding why you react, understanding your emotional guidance system, understanding your belief system, your thought processes, your mindset, calm your nervous system down, clarity comes, peace comes, joy. And you guys, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Every morning almost I get up, my mind, for some reason, is in let's beat her up mode right from the get-go. So this is why I go to the gym. Because by the time I'm done at the gym, I've reprogrammed that old patterning out of my mind, and the whole rest of the day generally is good. The thing that can get frustrating is when you're doing the work and it seems like it just never ends. Have you felt that way? Well, that's the journey of self-discovery, is that we're always growing, we're always evolving, we're always learning because we can always become the next best version of ourselves. So it's not all for nothing. Everything you grow through is meant to help you evolve to your next best level in your life. It's like playing Super Mario. You don't just want to go through level 1 over and over, get the mushroom, get squished by a turtle, start over, get the mushroom, get squished by a turtle. You want to go to the next level. And you guys, in a video game, does it get easier or does it get tougher? Because you grow throughout the journey and you learn new skills. If every level was the same depth, it would just be easy to pass the whole game and be done. Right? So I think I'm going to leave it there. This life is meant to be enjoyable, and you get to decide each and every day what you choose to believe in, what you choose to see in yourself. At the end of the day, it's how you see yourself as to how your experiences are going to go. So if you're not believing in you, if you don't have the life you want right now, and you want somebody that's going to understand you and help you grow in the easiest, fastest way, this is what I've spent years working on within myself. I've had many coaches. I've invested in many events, many programs. And my journey is not even close to done, you guys. It's not over. And I'm here to help you and support you in any way that I can. So please reach out. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it. Please like it. Please comment what you got out of it. And as always, sending you so much love.